If you've really put time into online poker, the biggest headache wasn't always just losing a hand. It was the randomness of it
The
all.
random strangers, yeah.
Exactly. You're trying to build a strategy, but how can you when the players change constantly? And you never really knew if the games were, well, totally secure either.
That's really the core of it. That feeling of strategic chaos and maybe a lack of trust, it drove players to want something different, something better.
And that something different is what our sources are calling the new frontier now. Yeah. Private poker apps for 2026.
Precisely. It's a fundamental shift away from those wide open, anonymous platforms. The focus now. It's all about control, proper security, and building actual communities.
Okay, so that's what we're digging into today. We've looked at the research, the reports explaining why these private apps, and ClubGG in particular, are really leading the way in 2026.
And the goal here isn't just theory. We want to give you some real actionable insights you can use, whether you're just playing casually or looking to up your game seriously.
Great. So let's start with the basics. What really sets these private apps apart from, the traditional sites?
Fundamentally, it's structure. Think of the old sites as like huge, open plains. Anyone can wander in.
Right.
These new private apps are more like exclusive clubs, gated communities almost. And that structure changes everything for strategy.
So the first big thing must be who gets in, controlled access. That seems massive.
It's the cornerstone, really. You're not up against literally anyone with an internet connection. You're playing with approved members, people verified by the club.
And that immediately cuts down on what? Bots, cheaters.
Both. It dramatically reduces the risk of bot interference and, frankly, fraud. Because there's a barrier to entry, a verification process, the whole environment becomes inherently safer, more predictable, too.
Okay, safer, more predictable players. Does that control extend to the games themselves, like the rules?
Absolutely. That's the second key distinction. Customizable tables.
Ah, so the club decides everything.
Pretty much. The club management sets the buy-ins, the table limits, even specific game rules. If your group loves Pot Limit Omaha with certain stakes or maybe a specific tournament format.
They can just set it up like that.
Exactly. It's tailored. It creates these really personalized poker experiences you just couldn't get on a massive public site.
And I guess that ties into the third point, the whole community-centric idea.
It does. Because you're playing with known people, friends, or trusted peers, it becomes more social. You're often collaborating, sharing info, not just battling anonymous avatars.
Right, you actually know who you're playing against, or at least know they're part of your club.
Which builds trust and honestly makes the game more engaging beyond just the cards.
Okay, so that framework control, customization, community makes sense. And you mentioned ClubGG is leading this pack.
Yeah, the sources we looked at consistently point to ClubGG as the benchmark in 2026. They seem to have found that sweet spot, blending innovation, really solid security, and a design that players actually like using.
So how did they pull that off? What makes them stand out? Let's start with just using the app. Is it easy?
That seems to be a big factor. Their intuitive interface gets mentioned a lot. Clean design, easy to navigate, not cluttered.
Which is important if you're trying to multi-table or something.
Definitely. And the registration process, while secure, is designed to be straightforward. But security is built in from the start.
How so?
Well, you need a specific club ID to even join a club. That's step one.
Okay.
But then there's often a ref ID, too, a referral ID. Think of it like someone vouching for you.
Ah, like a personal code.
Right. It adds another layer of accountability. It really limits who can just randomly show up, which is crucial for maintaining that trusted environment.
Makes sense. Beyond just looking good and being secure, what about the actual game features? Are they doing anything new?
They are. The innovative game features are key. Seamless multi-table play is a big one, letting serious players handle multiple games efficiently.
Essential for grinders.
Absolutely. And they also support custom game modes. So clubs aren't just stuck with standard Texas Hold'em. They can run unique tournaments, special formats.
Tailored to their members again?
Exactly. And there's even an effort towards immersion, bringing in elements of a live dealer-style experience. It's trying to be more than just clicking buttons. It's a whole poker ecosystem.
Okay, you mentioned security at registration, but what about ongoing security? Protecting money? Gameplay fairness? That's huge for serious players.
Crucial. And this is where ClubGG apparently really excels. The sources detail advanced security measures. We're talking end-to-end encryption for all the important stuff, transactions, gameplay data.
So your money in your hands are protected.
That's the idea. Plus, their anti-fraud and especially their bot detection systems are reportedly way ahead of what you find on public sites.
Why? Because they have fewer random people trying to get in.
Partly, yes. The controlled access via club IDs means they're not constantly fighting off anonymous attacks. They can focus resources on sophisticated detection within the known member pool. It lets players focus on strategy, not worrying if the game is rigged.
Okay, that security aspect is compelling. What about the community side? You said it was more than just chat.
Much more. These community-oriented clubs are apparently quite active in sharing knowledge.
Like what kind of knowledge? Bad beat stories.
Uh, Sometimes maybe, but more strategically useful stuff. Sharing hand histories for review, discussing specific opponent tendencies within the club, even developing winning patterns together.
So it's like collective intelligence.
That's a good way to put it. It gives members a real competitive edge that you just don't get playing solo against strangers. The dynamic shifts from pure individual skill to, well, shared group wisdom.
Okay. That brings up a question, though. If the player pool is smaller, maybe more skilled because they're vetted, doesn't that just make the games tougher? Or maybe even a bit stale?
That's a fair point to raise. But the sources suggest that customization actually prevents that. This is the so what factor.
How so?
Because clubs can create personalized experiences. They aren't forced into one type of game. You can have super low stakes, casual tables designed just for practice or fun.
Right.
Or you can have high stakes, technically focused tournaments for the serious players. The club controls the environment to suit its members. It's not one size fits all.
And I bet the incentives are different, too, not just the standard rakeback.
Definitely. The reports mentioned exclusive bonuses and rewards that are much more common here than on big public sites these days. Things like decent sign-up bonuses.
Actual bonuses.
Yeah, free spins sometimes, club-specific promotions. Ways to boost your bankroll without putting more of your own money at risk initially. It's real value.
And playing within that trusted player pool, you mentioned predictability. Does that mean you can actually develop reads more reliably?
Much more reliably. You play against the same group or related groups in a union more often. You learn their tendencies, their strengths, their leaks.
Because you're sharing info within the club, too.
Exactly. So you can make much more strategic, targeted plays than you ever could against a table full of complete unknowns. The unpredictability factor drops way down.
And the game variety. Is it just Hold'em and Omaha?
No, the flexible game formats are a big plus. Clubs support the main ones, sure, but also those custom variants we talked about. If a club wants to run a specific mixed game or something unusual, the platform often allows it.
Okay, this last advantage seems really interesting, especially for people wanting to improve. Professional development opportunities. How does that work?
It ties back to the community. Being in an active club or a union of clubs creates a natural learning environment.
Like a study group.
Sort of, yeah. Members share hand histories, get feedback, discuss tough spots, analyze opponent play collectively. It's like having built-in coaches and study partners. It accelerates skill development much faster than just grinding alone.
Right, you learn from each other's wins and mistakes.
Precisely. It's a collaborative approach to getting better.
Okay, this is all making a lot of sense. It really sounds like a different world from traditional online poker. So for listeners who are thinking, okay, I want to try this, or maybe are already in but want to maximize it, what are the practical tips? What did the sources say about making the most of ClubGG?
All right. Actionable strategies. First and foremost, the foundation. Bankroll management, still crucial.
Always is. Any specific advice here, though?
Yeah, it's a bit more nuanced. Set budgets not just overall, but maybe per club or per type of game you play within the app.
Diversify the risk even within the app.
Exactly. The advice is often to rotate through different clubs or games if you're in multiple. And critically, don't jump into the really high-stakes games right away, even if you can afford the buy-in. Build up. Handle the variance first.
Smart. Okay, tip 2.
Leverage that community. Analyze hand histories collaboratively. Don't be shy about sharing hands you lost or played badly.
Get feedback from trusted club members.
Yes. Study mistakes together. Adapt your play based on what the group sees. One person's leak might reveal a pattern others can exploit or avoid. It's about that collective improvement again.
Okay, makes sense. What's next?
Time your play strategically. This isn't just about when you feel like playing.
Using intel.
Right. Use the community insights. When are the peak hours for more casual players in your club? Often, playing during those times means softer tables.
Finding the fish, basically, but within your known group.
Essentially, yes. Knowing the optimal times to play based on club activity can be just as important as your actual skill at the table.
Interesting. Okay, this next one sounds unique to this environment. Leverage multi-table strategies, but as a group.
Yeah, this is where it gets really different. If you're playing multiple tables, obviously start small, maybe 2, 3 track patterns. But the union strategy aspect is key.
What does that mean, a union strategy?
It implies coordination. Maybe members agree to cover different tables during peak times. If a particularly tough or maybe very weak player is moving between tables, members can quickly share reads.
So real-time group intel across tables?
Exactly. Or identifying new players quickly, coordinating to make sure the club benefits most efficiently. It's group intelligence applied directly to maximize winnings. It's definitely not the old solo grind.
Wow, yeah, that's a different level of strategy. Okay, final tip.
Simple but important. Stay updated. Keep an eye on those club chats and forums.
Why? For strategy talk.
That too, but specifically for the promotions. This is where you'll get the heads up on exclusive bonuses, those free spins, special tournaments.
The free value ads.
Right. Missing those is like leaving money on the table, especially if you're trying to build your bankroll efficiently. Stay plugged into the club's announcements.
Got it. So just to recap the big picture here, we're seeing a major shift in online poker.
A really significant one. This move towards private poker apps in 2026, led by platforms like ClubGG, it's steering the game away from that anonymous, sometimes chaotic model.
Towards something that's much more secure, definitely more customizable, and very interactive socially and strategically.
Right. The enhanced security, the tailored games, the exclusive bonuses, and maybe most importantly, the strategic edge you get from playing within a known, trusted community. It's changing how people approach the game online.
ClubGG seems to have really built the framework for players to, well, take back control and play in an environment that's both engaging and potentially more profitable if you use it right.
It provides that structure. And if we
Right.
think about the implications,
Yeah.
this focus on clubs, on shared knowledge, these union strategies, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
Well, it poses a question for you, the player. How much does winning at online poker now depend less on just your individual brilliance in isolation and more on the collective wisdom, the coordinated strategy shared within your trusted group? It's a shift from pure competition against everyone to perhaps strategic collaboration among peers against others.
That's definitely something to think about. Moving from fighting strangers to working with friends, a whole new game.
Indeed, the new frontier.
A fascinating evolution. Thanks for breaking that all down for us. Lots to consider there as people navigate this changing landscape.
My pleasure. It's certainly an interesting time for online poker.